Friends, welcome into the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs, and I got some copy for you. If you're looking to step up your cocktail game, get insider info on seasonal releases or order online same-day delivery. Just go to specsonline.com because you know what? The fun starts there. All right, let's get into the Rewind here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Polanski.
Yes, my favorite part of the show.
I didn't even ask you that.
Oh.
How did you know? Maybe I was going to ask you your least favorite part of the show.
Oh.
What do you think my favorite part of the show was? You don't know.
Josh Pate, maybe. I actually think you like it all.
Yeah, I mean, the host is pretty good. No, my favorite part of the show, which I don't think will make the Rewind, so people are going to have to go to the YouTube and go to the last maybe 3 minutes of the show. There was a point in the show where McKinley's like, nah, that was my favorite part of the show. That was classic awesomeness.
Wow,
So
I'm honored.
Yeah, it was. You're like, no, Dave, we're not going to do that. I was like, okay.
I got to lock in.
Lock in. No, sorry, your favorite part was what?
My favorite part was Jordan Pugh.
Okay.
Love listening to him talk about Aggie football. I'm glad he recognized the penalties because obviously Aggie football is doing great right now, but penalties are definitely something we need to work on. And then I wrote it down so I would remember exactly. I like at the end how he said, we can win gritty, we can win big, and we can win last minute.
I like it. And I prefer not last minute. I like blowouts every time.
Me too.
50 to 0 is more my speed because my heart rate gets up high. Nick, your favorite part?
Josh Pate.
Okay. I need a why.
No, they don't.
Okay. How about Jackie Sherrill, the legend on the program? How about Alan Weddell? How about you, the viewer, the spectator? Watch it. How impressed have you been from what you've seen from the Aggies in 4 weeks of games?
Well, I've been very impressed. You know, when you look at football, and certainly teams and Elko coach has done a great job of getting the players prepared. But there's one thing the players have to do themselves, and that's learn how to win. And that's been very evident that they're learning how to win, but they're also when Elko threw the chair at Notre Dame, then I think that sent a message as well. Yeah, he's done an excellent job.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, and what as a coach now, when you have a team that just came from behind to beat Notre Dame and then dominated a game, even though they didn't have the everywhere except the scoreboard against Auburn. What's the message then the next week to make sure they continue on an upper trajectory? And I'm going to ask you this also: how easy is it, or is it easy at all, when you've had a lot of a tendency to have a lot of penalties to get that fixed?
Well, probably the best thing as a coach is you tell the player there's different types of penalties. If it's an aggressive penalty, that means you're going full speed and you get a penalty. I don't think you can say anything to the player. But on the dumb penalties, the silly penalties, they need to be on the bench with you, because the silly penalties are focus. The aggressive penalties, that means the player's going full speed and things happen. So there's two ways to handle them. One, you don't say anything. But two, if it's a silly or a dumb penalty, they come to the sideline and stand with you.
So what I think about is, wow, so it's not even October yet, and I've watched them win a shootout, and then I've watched them drag someone into quicksand, and they've won both games and kind of, I won't say looked comfortable, but looked at ease, like in their element, doing it both ways. That's just something to tuck away, because rarely do I see teams go to the playoff or have success in the playoff where you look back at their track record and every game looked the same. Now, you could have a team that plays consistently and wins 8 of their games and loses 4 of their games, but the good ones are the ones that can mold their style into whichever kind of fight is presented to them. That's, to me, much harder to do, and that may go back to what you and I were talking about in August, I think even July at media days, is how malleable, how flexible, how multiple is the team? How many different tools do you have in the bag? Because that matters in December. If you're going to play in December, that stuff matters.
I want to have a conversation with you about something that came up on the show. I know I've asked you this before, but I would like for you to present how you take in all these games again, because it's based on something I read. I read somebody saying, A&M, doesn't look like a real top 10 team because they haven't been able to put offense and defense together at the same time. And my response to that is, well, actually, to me, it's actually a confidence booster because they've proven that they can play offense. They've proven now that they can play defense. And, oh, by the way, the last 5 teams in the top 10 have flaws too. Georgia hasn't put together a complete offensive game and a complete defensive game. Alabama lost early. Now they look great again. Texas has had some issues offensively. Maybe they figured it out. Maybe they haven't. So I feel like all these teams are a bit flawed. And so I just don't want people to box score and determine, A&M's offense was terrible. Actually, they doubled up what Auburn did. They moved the ball. They just were bad with penalties.
I would ask, what are you trying to accomplish? Just anyone. Let's just pretend that was you if you're watching right now. A&M hasn't put a full complementary game together. Okay, let's say I agree with you. What are you trying to accomplish? What is your stated goal? My guess is they're going to say they want to win the SEC, go to the playoff, win a national championship. Things that happen in December and January, in other words. So it's September 30th today. So I would ask you, if you're trying to accomplish that goal, what do you think lends itself to accomplishing that more? A steady upward trajectory, ascending throughout the season, adding layers to your profile throughout the season, or do you want to be the hottest team in September?
I'm torn.
Okay.
I'm torn. I thought we looked like a team coming off a bye week offensively. Defensively, I thought we played phenomenal. Now, there's a caveat to that. I think that Auburn is just that bad. Okay? So that's why I'm kind of torn. I think we did what we were supposed to do defensively. We dominated from start to finish. And you got to have games like that. When you're talking about a 12-game season, you're going to have games where it's gritty. You're going to have to find a way to win. And in the past, everybody talks about the battered Aggie Center, but in the past, we find a way to lose that game. Mm-hmm. This year, we win it. So that's what's encouraging about it, right? Even when it looked bad, even when it was gritty, it was grimy, we were letting them hang around. We found a way to close it out. I thought offensively, we missed a lot of opportunities. But the one thing that I found positive in the offensive play was the way we ran the football. I mean, we literally gutted them running the football. So I was proud of that. I love the way that our defense played overall. Des Ricks is really coming into his own at that corner position. I love the way he's playing. And I thought we took advantage of what they wanted to do offensively. But, man, when you have sluggish games like that, it was one of those games, man, where I wish I could have came on last week where I said I'd be worried about us coming off the bye week, right? I wish we could have played Notre Dame, played Auburn, then had a bye week, right? But I just think it was one of those deals where it was sluggish. But I like the fact that we found a way to win. That's what's really encouraging about this. Torian York did his thing. Torian York was the MVP of the game to me. We were explosive as usual on offense, and we found another way. We put another tool in the tool bag in order to find a way to win games. So we've won explosive games. We won by blowout. We won by closing it out in a gritty fashion. So we're winning in all facets. That's what you want to see out of a program, man, that's making a championship run. That's what's encouraging. We still got to fix some things defensively. I think if we had a better quarterback that we played against, I think they scored 3 or 4 touchdowns based off some missed assignments. But overall, man, I was proud of the performance.
I want to start off with linebackers. You might know a thing or two about linebackers since you coach linebackers. Torian York deserves all the attention he's getting. What to me stood out was not only the plays, how active he was. What did you see from Torian?
He's not the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest linebacker around, but he made plays.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of someone that wore number 9 about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Type stuff. He had directed the defense. He recognized formations and what was going on, and got us lined up right, and then he went and made plays. He had a great football game. And all the linebackers are playing well. You lose Scooby, somebody else steps right in and makes plays. So it's the linebackers are playing well, as is, of course, the entire defense. Recca comes in, next man up, here we go.
Yeah.
It's just there. The corners, which have been problems for years now, are lockdown people, And now we've got a front 7, a front 4 that can put pressure on the quarterback. and plenty of them to do it, type stuff.
Well, and more on the linebackers too. Like I was worried when Scooby went out just because how thin I thought that position was. Sanford has been fantastic. Torian has taken a big step. Jordan Lockhart's shown some things. Like the group overall has really been nice.
No, they're doing a good job between the portal and recruiting. The linebacker position is a good shape. The whole defense is. And you look at them and watching them from the sideline, they're having fun.
Yeah.
They look like a defense that's having fun. A defense that's out there flying around with their hair on fire, that's having fun. That's a dangerous defense, and that's what we have right now. It'll keep us in any game.
So Torian being as active and vocal as he was, is that something that you teach linebackers? Is that the position kind of lends itself to get players with that mentality?
First of all, he's a leader. He's a leader of the defense. That's obvious out there. But you can't make someone a leader. Leadership is developed, and he has developed through the last 3 years into that leader that's on the field. And when you're a leader on the field with a defense around you, you have a lot of confidence. So he's playing with a lot of confidence, and I think his confidence is projected in all the players in the whole defense.
All right, Polanski.
Ooh.
Can you tell the people what to do?
Like, comment, subscribe, retweet, share it with your friends, your family, everything.
Do it all. Thank you so much. We'll see you here tomorrow. Bye.
Yes.